The man was quietly eating in the restaurant. Suddenly he noticed something strange. Without realizing it, the restaurant was surrounded by a large group of police. He quickly scanned the surroundings. He saw only a group of elderly people and two mischievous kids inside. He immediately understood the police were after him. The man calmly placed the money on the table, then quietly waited for the police to arrive.
Police! Police! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move!
Now, you're gonna slide out from behind that booth, nice and slow.
Do it now!
The police had no idea Jack, a retired Navy SEAL, could easily take them down even without weapons. But this time he chose to stay silent, just wanting a peaceful vacation without trouble. After being taken to the police station, the female officer at the front desk asked for his identity. Jack did not respond. He silently observed the entire layout. His arrogance instantly angered the chief. The detective took Jack alone into the meeting room, explaining the case through the detective. Jack finally understood the situation. A murder had occurred the night before. The victim had two 9mm bullets in his head. The killer cleaned up the casings at the scene and casually covered the body with cardboard. The next morning, someone happened to see Jack passing by, so the police arrested him. Jack, who had been silent, finally spoke.
Because I didn't kill anybody. At least not recently. And not in this town.
Using details mentioned by the detective, he quickly deduced key intelligence.
3 men dropped this body.
Enlighten me.
Shooter was someone who knows firearms well. Bullets were small caliber, 9mm, 95 grain, that's subsonic. A silencer was used. He also knew enough to pick up his brass. This wasn't a first-timer. This was someone who knew how to conduct a quiet, effective kill.
Even though Jack's deductions were solid, the detective still wanted to know why Jack showed up. Jack explained he had just gotten off the bus. He wandered around because he was unfamiliar with the area, and the police found no contraband in his bag. Even though Jack was cleared of suspicion, the chief, out of spite, locked Jack up anyway. The police traced the victim through the sole number on his shoes and tracked down a stranger. He initially cooperated fully with the police, but the moment he glanced out the window, he immediately changed his story, even demanded the police arrest him on the spot. Although the detective spotted the flaw, he still brought him into the station. With the new suspect appearing, Jack finally got cleared. Just as the detective signaled Jack could leave, Jack surprisingly refused.
No.
Excuse me?
Not until you let these zip ties come off. We both know I didn't kill anybody, and they're uncomfortable.
The detective told the female officer to get scissors, but Jack motioned she didn't need to. This level of restraint was like a toy to Jack. Just as Jack was about to leave the station, the detective suddenly called him back, trying to get Jack's help. The detective pulled a petty trick, claiming that even though Paul confessed, it didn't prove Jack was innocent. He even accused Paul of confessing under Jack's threat. Before Jack could defend himself, handcuffs were already on his wrists. On the way to the prison, Paul tried to talk to Jack, but Jack told him to shut up.
Shut up.
Half an hour later, the police car reached the prison. As soon as they entered, a guard started hassling them. The guard demanded a cavity search, claiming it was procedure. Jack knew from experience this was illegal, so he flat out refused.
No. Blanket strip search policies are unconstitutional unless there's clear articulable suspicion of criminal activity. The victim I'm suspected of murdering was shot by a handgun that would measure 4 inches by 6. That weapon's not fitting inside me or any other human being without sending them to the hospital.
But the guard still wouldn't let go. Jack finally lost his patience.
So if you think you can perform the inspection without getting seriously injured, go for it. Otherwise, check the box on your clipboard.
The guard stared at the 2-meter-tall Jack in front of him. The guard finally backed off, letting them pass. When they stepped into the cell block, the guard left with a mysterious smile. The next morning, Jack just glanced at the prison layout.
Well, that's not good.
What's going on?
We're not with the guys awaiting arraignment, we're with the lifers.
What do you mean, lifers?
I mean people sentenced for life.
In a prison full of hardened criminals, Jack felt right at home. But the frail Paul couldn't stay calm, because in this place he felt completely vulnerable. Just 5 minutes later, the first troublemaker came in.
There she is.
The bully was testing if Paul was easy prey. The bully ordered him to hand over his glasses. Seeing Paul obeyed. The bully knew he was weak, so he smashed Paul's glasses with a kick, his weapon. Jack had enough of the noise. He jumped off the bed and stood between them. The bully was instantly amused by Jack's arrogance.
You're in my house, fatso, and you didn't ask permission. So you and your friends can leave now, or they can carry your fat ass out in a bucket. Now I'll count to 3.
Bitch, do you know who you're talking to?
1, 2.
Within 3 seconds, the bully was knocked out. Under Jack's intimidation, the two minions handed over the sunglasses as compensation. Only then were they allowed to carry the bully away. Later during yard time, Paul and Jack sat on a bench talking. Jack suddenly noticed a group across staring at him. To see if they were targeting him, Jack went to the bathroom alone. Sure enough, they followed immediately. Facing being surrounded with numbers against him, Jack calmly took off his sunglasses.
You boys knew what's about to happen to you. You'd leave now. So I'll give you to the count of 3. 1.
When the guard arrived, every attacker was on the ground. The guard just glanced at Jack and immediately panicked. Because Jack didn't belong in this area. He was just a suspect. Yet somehow in the death row section, after the guard left, Jack lay back on the bed and relaxed. Because he finally unleashed his long-suppressed anger. Meanwhile, the police intelligence unit pulled up Jack's file.
West Point graduate, Silver Star, Defense Superior Service Medal, Legion of Merit, Soldier's Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Bronze Star, a second Silver Star, and a Purple Heart.
When the detective saw Jack's past honors, he was completely blown away.